Hi. So today I wanted to talk about something that has been in my awareness lately, and has actually been something that I pondered for quite a while, and that I have some thoughts about that might be helpful. And the topic is, I sort of nerdily called it this in the title, is caring for the organism. And by the organism, I mean our physical self. You could actually apply it to anything. But why would we care for our body? And I feel like this is something that comes up for people who are on like a spiritual path, who are interested in being more and more in awareness of the truth of who they are. Because if you are not your physical body, then why would you care for it, right? So I think that there are some answers to that, and I have some thoughts on that for you. So first of all, my perspective is that, of course, our worth is not connected to how we look or how our body performs. There's no connection there to our worth. And obviously, on some level as well, we are not our bodies in the sense that our bodies are born and then they pass away. And between those 2 points, they go through a lot of different changes. So how could you be something that was one thing one day and another the next, and then gone altogether, and at some point didn't exist in the first place? So obviously there's an infinite facet to us that has nothing to do with the body, right? I want to also say that if you are in pain about how you should look or how your body should function, that's not happening. Pain is just wanting something to be different, just not being in acceptance. And I'm specifically talking about mental, emotional, psychological pain. But you could, at least on some level, apply it also to physical pain. Because if you're in physical pain and you're just in acceptance of that, at least you're not adding on the psychological component of that it should be different, and there's no resistance there. So there are 3 reasons in my experience why you would want to care for, take care of, maintain the organism that you are, the physical structure. And those 3 reasons are to feel good, to look good, and to be good. And I'll explicate those a little bit more. So to feel good, I had a friend the other day, yesterday, who has been kind of struggling with the idea of having agendas and not wanting to have agendas, right? Because an agenda is an ego thing, an egoic concept, right? To have an agenda, to want a result rather than to just be in the now. And he has gotten himself really wrapped up in the agenda of losing weight. He wants to lose weight, and also has in the past, lost the weight in the past, felt amazing, and then got really kind of clogged up in this idea that, oh my gosh, I did it out of an ego agenda, and I don't want to be living out of ego agenda. I think there's something really heartfelt about that, and wonderful, and also really mindfucky as well, because he gained the weight back, and now he's like kind of in this muddle of, I don't want to be in an agenda, but I really would like to know what it feels like to feel really, really good physically and in my body. And so we were talking about this yesterday, and it sort of brought all this up for me. And feeling good in our body is amazing, right? To feel good is amazing. And this is my take on the whole agenda thing. We know absolutely that we are everything. We know that we are not limited to our body. We know that we know all the bigger truth, right? And at the same time, it is also true that we reside in this vehicle for this period of time in this aperture of consciousness, which is us, which is the self, the small self, for the period of time that is our lifetime. They are not mutually exclusive. And I heard someone talk about consciousness in this way the other day, and it was like, oh, that's such a good metaphor, which looking at consciousness as a screen, looking at the world, looking at everything as a screen, and there's nothing on that screen that isn't the screen. You may see, say it's a TV screen, you may see pictures of different things, and I will link below who said this because I want to give them credit, and I can't remember his last name. His first name is Rupert. It's somebody Kyle sent to me. But you may have pictures on that screen, and it's a figure ground situation. Coming from my audiology classes, it's a figure ground situation where some things are pictures, some things are background, some things you don't notice at all, some things are the focus, but there's nothing on there that isn't actually the screen, and the screen is who we are, the truth of who we are, as the bigger picture, as the whole, as the one, correct? So they're both true at the same time. We see a picture on there, it's also just the screen. So if we look at it in that sense, both things are true. We are the one, we're infinite consciousness, and at the same time, we are also the body. So if you look at it from that perspective, I think it kind of, at least for me, like eases things up and makes sense enough to the mind and the ego that we can let go of this maybe fear that you also might have of being an ego agenda. To me, there's nothing wrong with having an agenda. If you recognize it as an agenda and enjoy it, right? Enjoy whatever it is that you would like to experience in your life. Why the hell not? Why not, right? What is wrong with wanting to feel good in your body? To me, there's nothing wrong with that. And it's beautiful. And to have that experience, for me, is preferable to not feeling good in my body. So that would be the first one. To feel good in your body. This is why you would want to take care of your body, right? To have it optimally function, to be able to do whatever you want to do. If I want to go learn how to surf, I want to be able to do that. You know, if I want to climb Mount Everest, I want to be able to do that. If I want to sit in meditation for an hour, I can do that if my body feels good, if I have no pain in my body. And there's obviously something to be said for everything that appears in our lives. And if you do have pain in your body, that's a path for you, right? That is a path for you to realize the truth of who you are and the purpose of that pain, and to become the moment. Everything leads back right to the moment. So if you do have pain, there's nothing wrong with that either. But if you have a preference to feel good in your body and to function really well and to be able to do cartwheels and play with your kids and do whatever you want in your body, basically, I say there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and that's an amazing reason to take care of your body. So that is number one. Number two is to look good. And this really is, it's kind of neither here nor there. If you enjoy looking a certain way, it's just related to the other one, right? Why not look that way? You want to be ripped and have muscles? Do it. If you want to, if you just want to look a certain way, younger, healthy, whatever, I think it's the same thing. Recognize it as it's in some sense an ego agenda. And it's just part of your experience while you're here. And why not experience what you prefer to experience? It's just like, go do the job that you love, go make a life out of doing the things that you love. Why the hell not? So if you want to look a certain way, look a certain way, have at it. And just, if you're holding the bigger space and the understanding that this is just a figure of ground. This is a figure on the screen that you're looking at, literally. Whatever, enjoy it. Enjoy it. I dye my hair, I do my nails every once in a while when I really have it together. Why not? Why not? The third reason is being good. And by that, I don't mean doing everything right or being a good girl or good boy. By being good, I mean the state of being able to be, the state of being becomes easier for you if you don't have pain in your body, if you're maintaining your body. And the more in touch we get with ourselves and the less in touch we get with things that are external to us and putting value on that, the more our bodies just tell us what they need so that they can be maintained and function optimally. We listen to those little pains and go, oh, I need to stop doing that, right? Or we listen to our bodies, I'm feeling hunger, cool, I'll eat something. I'm thirsty, right? I'm cold, I'll put on a sweater. Like, we listen to all of those little self-maintenance lights we have, like on our dashboard, and we just take care of our body moment to moment as much as we can. So when we are doing that, and because we have that built in, we have that system built in to actually take care of ourselves. We have nerves in our teeth, so we can tell if there's something wrong there, right? So we can take the tooth out or fix it or whatever needs to be, like with anything. We have those indicator lights, and if we listen to those, right, then our body stays in a more functional state. So we can look at that as this is a way that the organism is just trying to survive, because otherwise it wouldn't. People who don't have feeling in their hands, for example, will burn their hand off or chop it off because there's just no feedback loop there. So to me, we have that feedback loop for a reason, and it may just be, survival of the organism. But for me, that since it's there, following that is preferable and leads naturally to being healthier and feeling good in our bodies. And I tend to think, or at least make the connection that this could be true, that taking care of our bodies and feeling good and being healthy in them also allows us to advance spiritually. And I use that term very loosely and kind of don't like using it because I don't think there is any advancement spiritually. There is just now, but there is living in the awareness of the now, and there is living with no awareness in the now, and neither are better. But for me, I prefer the awareness, just like I prefer my body to be healthier. And so naturally, if we're following those signals, and naturally if our body is healthier that way, and naturally without pain, our attention is not focused on that pain. Our attention is free to be focused on the now in different ways, where we're getting to enjoy our life, we're getting to sit with our emotions. We really have the freedom to direct our attention, because I think the thing about pain that's so challenging is it directs our attention to it. And that's, like I said, its own process and its own awakening, should we allow and prefer that. But if you prefer not to be in pain and want to keep that organism healthy so that you naturally go towards the ability to direct your attention into the now and your experience and in your body, then to me that is preferable and allows me to move through whatever emotions come up, the thoughts, and really enjoy the now, which to me is one of, I'm not even going to say one of, is the point. So that is why you might want to take care of your body. Just some points to consider. And before I go, I'll say that there are different levels of that. There are the basic levels where you need enough sleep, you need to eat healthy food, right? And you need to exercise your body. So those are things that your body's going to ask for if you're able to listen to it. And you can go way down the line with that, right? You can go in any of those 3 areas of feeling good, looking good, and being good. You can actually get really, I mean, I'm talking about like, do you go get waxed to look good? You know, how far do you go on that continuum? And I say it doesn't really matter as long as you're meeting those initial foundational needs so that your body can thrive. And the others are basically kind of cosmetic and just maybe your preference. And to that I say, have at it. So enjoy. Thanks.